Okay, I'm over here, running backs coach Shaun Aguano. And Shaun, a couple of days from now, preseason camp starts. Just describe your level of excitement for this season.
No, I'm excited. You know, it's a brand new group with a lot of talent, and I think that in spring we saw a little bit of that, and so now there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and there's games coming up, and so I'm excited about the fall camp and seeing what that room can do.
And unlike some other positions on offense, I think you had the luxury of having all your players available in spring practice. You're not trying to incorporate any newcomers that might have come in the summer. How crucial do you think that is for your unit?
It is good because a lot of times when there's newcomers that come in the summer, you have to go back to the playbooks, and we've kind of graduated from the first and second and third installs, and so those guys are understanding exactly what the protections are and the run schemes are and the pass schemes are, and so now it's just building upon that. When
spring practice concluded, I mean, you really had two veterans, one A and one B, if you want to put it that way, with Daniel Ngata and Valladay. Have those players, not only on the field but off the field, been the veteran leaders you expected them to be?
Absolutely. Both of them in the classroom, in the weight room, just drills that they've been doing. They've been leading that group, and so I like that olderness in that group, especially with X, and then Daniel has been here with me for 3 years, and so they know the expectations that needs to come out of that room.
You never want to reinvent the wheel when it comes to offensive scheme, but you have a new offensive coordinator. You don't have Rashad White here anymore. I mean, do you expect this running game to look different and still try to achieve the same impressive results it's been achieving the last couple of seasons?
Absolutely, I agree. I think it's going to be very productive. You know, different styles now. You know, Rashad and Chip were a little bit different than Daniel and X are, but I think the productivity level will be just as good or even better.
When you talk about an offense that's going to be under center more often than it has been in years past, tell me what kind of adjustments, if any, do the running backs group have to do versus just being in shotgun formation, 99% of the snaps?
You know, I think they're able to get the ball earlier and to see gaps that they need to run through. X has come from that system at Wyoming, so he'll fit right in. Daniel is that slasher type back as well, and so I'm excited to see what they do. I don't think there's any change that per se from the gun than under center, but because the schemes up front are exactly the same.
You always talk about the utmost importance for a true freshman like Tevin White to be here in the spring instead of just arriving here a couple of months before camp starts. Just talk about what you've seen from Tevin throughout the spring practice, and maybe more importantly, post-spring practice that can really maybe smooth that learning curve for him as a newcomer.
You know, just being there and seeing the speed of the game. You know, his body has changed in the last 6 months. I like how he's looking right now, and there's more confidence going into the fall camp. I would have been worried if he didn't come in the spring of trying to adjust in fall camp, especially with classes going on and that whole schedule. But him being in spring and climatized, I think he's going to be ready to be productive in the fall.
And didn't want to leave George Hard, which I know got a real taste of increased reps in the ball game. Obviously, what do you expect from George in that running back rotation this year?
You know, George is a guy that's in that room that is a mature guy, an NFL type business guy, and so never makes mistakes, always works hard, and so I'm very interested. He's up to about 210 pounds now. I'm very interested how that produces on the field.
And last question, the chip on the shoulder is probably one of the most overused cliche in sports, but that's really the vibe that we're getting from the players the last few months. Every time they address the media, they're really sick about hearing about the low expectations, sick about hearing about all the off-the-field issues, how they can affect the team and whatnot. Do you believe in the chip on your shoulder being a good motivator, or do you think sometimes it has the danger of distracting players and the team from what really matters?
I think it's a good motivator just because I see the group coming together, working extra hard on the field, taking ownership in it, and providing an accountability factor. And so I think that chip on the shoulder, knowing that they must come together in order to win, and that chemistry has to be there starting that first game. And I think they've been doing an incredible job, especially with the leadership group that we have.